You can feel it from turn 1 to the cool-down room. McLaren are sizzling. Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris are pushing each other to the edge. And when teammates turn the wick up, points start flying around the paddock. If there's one driver perfectly built to catch whatever falls, it's Max Verstappen. This isn't a miracle plan. It's a pressure plan. Turn McLaren's internal heat into your own cold, methodical comeback. On paper, McLaren look unstoppable. Relentless development, quick pit stops, podiums for breakfast. But the moment that first lap flashpoint in Singapore went unanswered in real time, Oscar furious on the radio, Lando calling it hard racing, the team saying, "We'll review later," the vibe changed. That isn't villainy. That's what happens when two title-caliber drivers share one garage. From that lap onward, every pit window and first corner became a trust exercise. That's the exact environment Verstappen loves to exploit. Let others argue about inches while you collect yards. Meanwhile, Red Bull quietly found something after Monza. Max looks like Max again. Calm voice on the radio, assertive on the brakes, ruthless in the middle stints. When he trusts the car, he stops chasing fireworks and starts squeezing races to death. That's his signature, not one purple lap, but 20 laps that are just a little too good for everyone else. Here's the non-technical points game. Max doesn't need McLaren to implode. He needs them to slow each other down. When Piastri and Norris trade wins and P2s, neither escapes. Throw in a random Ferrari or Mercedes on the podium and the math tilts further. Verstappen's job is to be relentlessly present, qualify on rows 1 or 2, sit inside the undercut window, and force Papaya to react to him instead of each other. The more they mirror strategy to cover Max, the less freedom they have to fight. Look at the calendar and you see stepping stones. Austin is one of Max's favorite hunting grounds. Rhythm, tire-savvy long runs, big racecraft moments. Mexico rewards a clean launch and patience. He knows that script. Brazil is chaos in a stadium. Weather, safety cars, late gambles. And Max reads chaos like a second language. Vegas can be cold and slippery. That's a day where tire warm-up becomes a personality test. Qatar is hard on drivers and rubber. If Red Bull really calmed their degradation since Monza, that's a chance to grind rivals into mistakes. Abu Dhabi. Political theater meets track position. Exactly the kind of Sunday where a stress-free operator prospers. So what does striking distance actually look like? Nothing heroic. Qualify within reach of at least one McLaren every weekend. Avoid turn 1 coin flips. Keep first stints clean so you own the choice to undercut or overcut. Guard clean air like it's gold. Don't get stuck in DRS trains if you can help it. And most of all, make McLaren burn their best tire life defending you. Anytime Norris and Piastri worry more about Max's pit window than each other, the championship tilts a degree toward Red Bull. Human factors matter most. Inside McLaren, every small decision now lands like politics. Who pits first? Who gets the offset? Who's told to hold when a safe 1-3 beats a risky 1-2? That is a heavy trust bill to pay every Sunday. Verstappen, by contrast, is driving with house money. He's the hunter. If he sees a 50-50, he doesn't need to wonder how it will look in Monday's debrief. He simply takes it or leaves it. That clarity is worth tenths. Tension makes even great drivers break a meter too late or turn in a touch too early. Calm wins. There's a reason Max is lethal in the chase. He simplifies the story. Track position over drama. Tire life over Twitter. Collect P2s and P3s like stamps, then steal wins when the door opens. If McLaren turn every Sunday into a referendum on team rules, Max will quietly change the question to something less complicated. Who finished ahead today? Quick pit lane stop. If you're into this kind of inside the paddock storytelling, hit subscribe, tap like, and tell me in the comments. Should McLaren step in more or let Norris and Piastri fight it out? Your take drives our next deep dive. Back to the plan. Since Monza, Verstappen has revived his favorite trick, controlling the middle of the race. He doesn't need purple laps. He needs one extra lap of tire life and one fewer lockup when it counts. When the McLaren pit wall is busy defending itself on strategy, Red Bull can pick the offbeat call undercut when papaya glance sideways, or stretch the stint when they expect a box. That's how a quiet P3 becomes a loud P1 with almost no TV time. And it's not just about McLaren. Mercedes and Ferrari are essential to this plot. A silver or red car sneaking onto the podium with Max doesn't hurt him. It steals points from one of the papayas. You don't need to bury your rival if the field helps you shovel. The perfect Verstappen Sunday is simple. He finishes ahead of both McLarens or splits them, while someone else nicks the remaining podium spot. There are traps, of course. If Red Bull's qualifying drifts, Max risks getting parked behind traffic while McLaren control the pace. If a safety car lands perfectly for papaya, patience beats panic. Take the points, move on. And if a bumpy street-style weekend pops up that doesn't suit Red Bull, damage limitation is the play. The comeback only works if the bad days are still good. Flip the lens back to Woking. Every time Piastri and Norris line up together, turn 1 becomes a trust exam. Do you squeeze? Do you leave a lane? Do you yield when orange-on-orange contact is the alternative? If either driver feels shortchanged even once, it lingers. Verstappen doesn't have to invent that tension. He just has to keep it lit by being a permanent threat. The third car that turns a clean, intra-team duel into a three-body problem. Another quiet Verstappen edge is narrative discipline. He has lived championship endgames. Won them, lost them, learned from them. He keeps the radio light, the plan boring, the execution sharp. If McLaren make every Sunday a debate about who the team believes in more, Max can keep his message brutally plain. Score, score, score. Championships are rarely seized in one heist. They're won by relentless shoplifting. So, what exactly should Max do from here? 1. Qualify inside the McLaren sandwich, not behind it. 2. Protect the first stint so he owns the undercut/overcut choice. 3. Prioritize clean air, even if it means sacrificing 1 lap of attack for 5 laps of control. 4. Be first on the radio when a virtual safety car drops. Nudge Red Bull toward the proactive call. 5. Accept P2S when the gamble isn't worth it. The goal is to reach Abu Dhabi within striking distance, not to win every arm wrestle in October. If he sticks to that while McLaren keep jabbing each other, the standings tighten almost by gravity. A DNF here, a swapped strategy there, and suddenly the guy many assumed was out of it is 5 points away with 2 races left. We've seen this film. The twist this time is that it doesn't require controversy, just consistency. Bottom line, Verstappen doesn't need McLaren to fall apart. He needs them to be human. 2 brilliant drivers chasing 1 crown under 1 roof will always spill a little performance. Red Bull's job is to be ready with the bucket. Since Monza, they've given Max a car he trusts and a calmer weekend rhythm to match. If he stays close and keeps harvesting the moments when orange fights orange, this title race isn't over. It might only be getting interesting.